Hello, it's Anna from Calliope's Quest. I wanted to introduce to you today Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, Ashlee Andrews. She has known since she was 8 years old that she wanted to be a vet and take care of animals and their associated humans. She speaks to the education that she had to get, to the work-life balance that she maintains, to the joys and struggles of being a veterinarian. She says that every day is a different challenge and she loves every moment of it. And I'm sure that you'll be able to see her passion for this career choice throughout this interview. So without further ado, I introduce to you Dr. of Veterinary Medicine, Ashlee Andrews.
All right, so the first thing that we should start with is for you to tell us your name and your credentials, how you prefer to be addressed.
Okay, I'm Ashlee Andrews, and I'm a DVM, or Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, and people usually just call me Ashlee or Dr. Ashlee.
Okay, Dr. Ashlee, I like that. Did you always want to be a veterinarian?
Since I was about 8 years old, I think the first time I remember actually saying for certain I wanted to be a vet, I was 8, and I used to tell people I wanted to be a vet and I wanted to go to Colorado State for vet school, and I wanted to be a horse surgeon, and other than being a horse surgeon, that's kind of what I've done.
Oh, interesting. Was there an event that made you want to be a vet, or did you just kind of go, at 8 years old, this is what I want? Did you have lots of pets?
I did. I grew up with a bunch of pets. My parents are big animal lovers, and so we did always have pets, and I think I was really fortunate to have really good mentors and people who are role models from a really young age. We had a family vet who was actually a house call veterinarian, and he came to our house and he'd take care of our pets, and was just a really nice, honest, kind, gentle man, and I really admired him. And I had a horse, and we had a horse vet who was just a really great all-around guy, and I just respected him so much. And he used to come out in his truck, and he had his own kids in the back of the truck, and the kid was bouncing around, and he'd do the appointment, and he was being a parent and doing vet work, and just people like that who were really really important role models and made me want to kind of do the same thing.
And see that you actually could do that, the vet thing, everything. So that kind of talks about what or who helped you choose this as a career, but was there anybody else as you were going through school kind of guide you into the space that got you to where you are?
I think the most important were probably the veterinarians I worked with along the way. Some of them still practice in town, and now they're my colleagues, which is really interesting that they're still practicing, and I still call them Doctor whoever, and they say, oh no, call me by my first name, but they're just people that I knew from when I was, a child and a teenager. And so the vets I worked with, the people who took care of my own family pets, my teachers who really encouraged me to, if that's what I wanted to do it, and also my parents who just said, if this is your dream, we'll help you find a way to make it happen.
That's very good. So what kind of education and schooling did you have to go to become a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine? Is that right?
Yes,
okay.
DVM, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. So after high school, it's 4 years of undergrad and then 4 years of veterinary school. So 8 years after high school. Some people then go on to specialize even more, and they will do an internship and then a residency. And so just as there are human orthopedic surgeons and human dermatologists and human internal medicine doctors, they're the same in the veterinary field. So some veterinarians who don't do general practice are more specialized, where they've done internship and residency after veterinary school.
Okay, very interesting. Are you interested in doing any of those other specialties, or are you a general?
No, at this point I'm a general practitioner, and I think it's fun because I get to see it all and get to work on all different stages and ages of patients, and do a little bit of surgery and a little bit of everything, and not be so specialized that I'm limited to one area of practice.
Okay. And then what kinds of critters do you see here in your physical practice? And then you said you have a home-based practice as well, right?
So I own 2 practices, and in the clinic here we see dogs, cats, rabbits, ferrets, birds. We actually have birds here right now, some chickens, and other kind of small pets that can fit and walk in the door. Then in our house call practice, we see dogs, cats, goats, sheep, rabbits, chickens, really anything people would have that's kind of a small farm pet.
Okay.
We don't do a lot of horses and cattle. I don't anymore. We'll vaccinate them, but that's kind of the extent. But really, family pets and kind of small farm pets.
And then what advice would you have for young girls who may be interested in becoming veterinarians?
Work hard and do it. It's if you want to do it, then just don't give up on that dream. I think there are a lot of people who say they think they want to be vets, but life gets in the way, or the amount of school, or the amount of debt it takes. And if that's what you want to do, then find someone to latch on to, someone who will let you come and volunteer, or let you watch them, and then just go for it. And sometimes along the way you figure out it's not what you want to do, and sometimes 20, 30 years later you realize that you're doing it and it's exactly what you want to do all along.
Nice to be able to have that feeling right there.
Yeah.
This is what I'm supposed to do. So what do you like most about this career?
Every day is different. You wake up and you don't know how the day's going to go. You may have something on your agenda and it turns out completely differently. I've never ever been able to say I'm bored. I see different things every day, ranging from well checks, puppies, putting pets to sleep, surgery, really ill animals, really nice clients, people who are upset. The whole spectrum is every day is a new day, and the science and everything, every day you have to come ready and on your toes.
Very nice. And what would you say are the greatest challenges about this career?
I think that one of the hardest things is probably the business sense, especially if you're a practice owner, that being a vet is the hardest part when you first graduate, but actually being a good business person is a complete other challenge. And I think a lot of people go into vet school and they want to be vets and their medicine is good and they're going to be a good vet, but they don't have the business sense. And so especially if you're an owner of a vet practice, you have to not only be a good doctor, you have to be a good business person, you have to be good with people, you have to be good with pets. And there's a lot of people that forget that every pet that comes in the door has an owner attached to it, so you have to really like people too. And if you like pets but you don't like people, it can be hard. But I think that that's probably the thing, is making sure that you have good business sense, good people skills, and a good basic medicine.
That's really good advice, that there's a whole other aspect, not just taking care of animals, but you're taking care of the people that come with those animals too.
Right, you're trying to meet the owner's needs, hear and understand their concerns, make them feel relieved, educate them on any conditions, and then, as far as being a practice owner, you're also taking care of your staff and trying to make sure your staff's needs are met and that you can pay them at the end of the day and that your business is running smoothly.
When you go through that 8 years of schooling, do you get any of that business training?
A little bit. I think they're doing more now, but they offer a combined DVM and master's in business, and I think an MBA. I think that that's a really good program. I didn't do it, but if I had one thing to do in hindsight, that would probably be it, is do the DVM MBA program, because there are a lot of veterinarians who practice good medicine, but they're not sure how to charge. They, hesitate to tell people that they owe them money. They aren't sure where they should price things, and also just client communication. People can be unhappy and they need to have their feelings heard and have a proper response, but how you handle people who are sad, angry, unhappy, confused, that's a whole other level of making sure that you are on the same page with everybody and that everybody leaves feeling some sort of resolution.
Yeah, it's a totally different kind of bedside manner.
Yeah.
So you kind of did this a little bit, but describe a normal workday. Walking into the office, what do you typically do?
I don't think
it's different. Yeah.
I don't think there is a normal workday. Some days I'm scheduled on surgery, so I'll be like today I'm in scrubs because I was in surgery, removing masses, things like spays, neuters, surgery procedures where we're in surgery with gloves and a cap and mask and everything like that. Some days I'm seeing appointments, and I don't like scrubs, so I usually will wear. I like dresses, so I'll wear a dress or slacks or something, and I'll be seeing appointments and doing more checkups, shots, things like that. So usually some days are surgery, some days are appointments. Some days I'm out in my house call practice seeing the patients at people's house, driving in my car from place to place, visiting the pets at home. Some days are really, really busy. Some days I have time to sit down and do paperwork, and then sometimes I have to do things like pay bills, do paperwork too.
What payrolls? So what has happened on the most exciting day in your career thus far?
Gosh, there have been so many. I guess it depends what kind of excitement we're talking about. We've had all kinds of things, from having to chase goats around for 30 minutes that we can't catch. We've had Dogs have 13 puppies. I've had pets come in and they need immediate surgery, and you have to intervene immediately to save their life. You have to just start and go. There are all kinds of things that have been exciting and variable. It just kind of depends which day you want to pick. I think there are a lot of exciting days, and
Sounds like it.
yeah, it's one of those things where we've delivered litters of puppies by C-section, and just that feeling of seeing them take their first breath and start to squeak, and they're going to live, and there's things that are really happy excitement, kind of scary excitement, and your adrenaline's pumping, and everything in between. Dogs that come in with arrows through their chest that they've been shot. So we never know what to expect.
Exciting. So switching gears a little bit, how does this career work with the home life you want to have? That whole proverbial home life balance stuff, work-life balance.
I have to work at it. I have 6 kids and I'm a single mom, so I have to work really hard to take care of my kids and meet their needs, but also have my job. So that's the best thing about having a practice with lots of veterinarians is my colleagues can help out, and most of us are working moms or have family that we're also committed to. So my job here, I do, and then I go home and start my other job there, taking care of the kids. So I think it's possible, but you definitely have to set boundaries, and you also have to be clear in the beginning that there are days and times you just can't work. You have to be with your family.
What are the age ranges of your kids?
2 to 16.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got to keep you on your toes.
It does, yeah.
Do you feel like you are appropriately financially compensated for the work you do?
I think vets can be. I do think you have to work for it, though. I think that you can make a good living and you can make a good salary as a veterinarian, but I do think you have to be a little bit business savvy. You have to make opportunities for yourself. You have to work hard. It's not one of those jobs where you can show up, 4 days a week, 8 to 2, and bring home a really good paycheck. I think, people have to realize that you're going to be working the same hours as a busy doctor, lawyer, engineer, or anything else, and possibly make less money. But I always tell people who want to be a vet that it's what you do because you want to do it, not because you want to get rich. That being said, I think you can be financially successful, but you have to work hard and you have to be smart about it, about how you run your business, about how you set your hours, about the kind of salary you take, about the kind of medicine you practice.
Okay, makes sense. Do you think that there are any particular personality traits that best suit this line of work? You touched on it a little bit with being able to work with both animals and people.
I think most people who are veterinarians obviously like animals, and that's why most people go into it. But I think most veterinarians who are busy and successful are also good with people. They're good at, relaying people's fears and making them feel like their concerns are being understood. Usually have good communication. People who can take a little bit of stress because, like I said, you never know what you're going to get at the beginning of the day, so you have to have a pretty good stress tolerance, knowing that, things can get a little bit hectic, crazy, you can get into surgery and something's bleeding or you're not sure exactly what to do, so you have to have a little bit, you have to be able to tolerate a little bit of stress and have be able to fly by the seat of your pants. I think usually people who are a little bit adventurous and also who are intellectual, because every day I have to look something up. There are always things I don't know or I need to ask colleagues or research or look it up all the time.
So people who are interested in that research and learning something all the time.
Yeah, lifelong learners.
Okay. So what advice would you give to your younger self?
Probably to just slow down and not be so impatient. I think I was in such a hurry to do it. I applied to vet school after 3 years and got in, so I had to take a whole bunch of credits my last year of undergrad to finish and get my degree in 3 years and go to vet school, and finished vet school quite young, and then bought the practice and have started renovations. So I think I, in hindsight, would probably just tell myself to slow down, and it's been good. But it is one of those things that I knew that's what I wanted to do, so I just jumped in with both feet.
Yeah, it served you well for sure.
Yeah, it has. At the same time, I've learned a lot of lessons along the way.
Yeah. And is there anything else you'd like to share about being a vet or being, a working mom with 6 little ones, or?
Yeah, it's doable. I think it's kind of the best of both worlds. I get to be a mom and I get to have a career. My kids grow up here at my clinic. That's just the way it is when you're a working mom. It's their clinic too, and my kids are usually here helping or running around in the evening hours, and they come by on the weekends. So I think it's definitely possible, but I think it sets a good example for them to see what mom does, and that I go someplace in the day and work. And that the things I've learned in school and worked hard on, the math, I actually do put to use every single day. So I think that it's a good example for them, but it's definitely possible to be a working mom, and being a mom is a really rewarding career, and being a veterinarian is too.
And then, are there any particular charities that you regularly donate your time or resources to?
Quite a few. I give to Serenum, which is down the street. It supports homeless families, and they help provide education and housing and things like that for homeless families. So I think that's a really great cause. And we'll also donate to some of the animal shelters, and we help out with Animal Humane. They have some good fundraisers, and we really support the work they're doing. Animal Humane is just such a great organization, and we're really lucky to have them in our city. And then here at the clinic, we do some kind of low-cost work for some of the rescues, the dog rescues.
Well, those are the questions that I had. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah, it was nice meeting you.
You as well.